What's up YouTube, this is FourthStarTCG, and today I have a TCG online video for you guys. I'm going to be going over a deck that I built, and I'm also going to be showing it off in some matches. So first I'll go over the deck that I'm going to be showing off. We're going to be doing a Darkrai and Giratina deck today. I have to give a big thanks to the Pokemon Evolutionaries. They're the ones who gave me the idea to build this deck. It looks absolutely amazing. I've used it in a couple matches, and I'm really looking forward to making a video about it today. So without any further ado, let's get into the Pokemon lineup here. The main attacker is going to be Darkrai EX. I'm not able to click on the cards to make them bigger, which really stinks. But Darkrai EX, the main attack we're going to be using is Dark Pulse, which does 20 damage plus 20 more damage for each darkness energy attached to all of your Pokemon, and that cost for that is just a double colorless energy, but we don't play any double colorless energy, just darkness energy. The main thing that we're going to be using to power up Dark Pulse is Giratina EX. We are going to be using Double Dragon Energy and attaching it to Giratina EX, because when you use Dark Pulse, that Double Dragon Energy counts as 2 Darkness Energy that Giratina, because of the Double Dragon Energy attached to Giratina. So that's going to be the main attacker, Darkrai EX. That's basically what this deck is built around. Giratina EX is a secondary attacker, but more often than not, that's going to be sitting on the bench and be the recipients for our Max Elixir, our Energy Acceleration. This is a very fast deck build. Everything goes pretty quickly. So those are the main EX attackers right here. This is basically what the deck is going to be centering around. We have a 1-1-1 line. This is a little different from a lot of the Darkrai Giratina decks I've seen played. We got a Zorua, Zoroark, and Zoroark break line, one of each. The reason Zorua and Zoroark are in here is just for stand-in retreat. This is really good if Giratina gets Lysandered up, or a Shaman or something, as people are trying to slow down your... this is a very fast deck, as I've said earlier, so that's usually what people do if they try to slow you down, so Zoroark helps counter that. It is also, in a pinch, a non-EX attacker. If you're up against something like... I was up against a fighting deck with Carbrink and Carbrink Break, and my Hex Maniac was prized, and I was able to get a couple knockouts with Zoroark, just until I was able to draw into my Hex Maniac from my prizes to shut off the Safeguard ability. So in a pinch, it can be an attacker. And the reason I have Zoroark Break in here is mainly because it gives you extra HP, and the Foul Play attack is fairly good for facing off against other decks. Mega Rayquaza EX just rips through this deck. It's very hard to hit 220 on Dark Pulse. Mega Rayquaza EX just sets up fast, tears through you. Zoroark Break can actually help with that. If you get 3 turns to set this up, then you can Foul Play for Emerald Break. And if you've got we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we have all of our Pokemon in play, 8 damage. Or 8 bench Pokemon, you Foul Play Emerald Break for 240, and bye-bye goes their Mega Rayquaza. Of course, they'll just retaliate, but hopefully that buys you a turn to power stuff up and helps you come back. So that's it for the Pokemon lineup. Next up, for the trainers, we just have 1 Battle Compressor, fairly standard. Throw away supporters and thin out the deck. We run 2 Energy Switch. This was something I saw in the Pokemon Evolutionaries deck list. I wasn't playing it before in my Darkrai Giratina build, but it's really good. You can Max Elixir stuff onto the bench and then Energy Switch it up to the active. That's really good. Also, if your opponent hits you with like a Team Flare Grunt or something, I was recording a video earlier with this where we were playing up against a Mill deck and they'd Team Flare Grunt, they'd Crushing Hammer, and I was able to Energy Switch and just keep that going, so we were able to take some knockouts there. 4 Max Elixir, very simple, just to get cards, to accelerate energy. 1 Startling Megaphone in order to discard tool cards. 1 Super Rod in order to shuffle Pokemon and energy cards back into our deck if they get discarded for some reason. 4 Trainer's Mail for consistency. 3 Ultra Ball. Normally you'd play 4, But in this deck, you really don't want to be discarding a lot of stuff, and you really only need a Darkrai and a Giratina in order to attack, maybe a Shaman or something for more cards. 4 VS Seeker, very standard here. 1 AZ in order to pick up damage Pokemon, pick up our Shamans if they get Lysandered, or something like that. That's very helpful in this deck. 1 Hex Maniac in order to shut off our opponent's abilities. Very useful if we're looking to set up quickly and deny our opponent the ability to do that themselves, or if we're playing against Safeguard, something like Carbink. A very useful card. 1 Lysander, pretty standard in all decks. We run 3 N and 4 Professor Sycamore. We have an interesting selection of stadiums here. We have 1 Parallel City. Usually we're going to be using that to limit our opponent's bench size down to 3. It helps us with our setup and hinders theirs. So you throw down a Parallel City, you're able to set up quickly, your opponent isn't, and then you just tear through them. We also run 1 Reverse Valley. That extra 10 damage can be really useful sometimes, just in knocking out Pokemon. You'd be surprised how often Reverse Valley comes in clutch. And we also play 1 Shadow Circle for the fighting matchup. Shadow Circle removes weakness from Pokemon who have any darkness energy attached. We play 2 Fighting Fury Belts, 2 Float Stones, and 1 Muscle Band for our tools. Very simple, just to increase damage, give us some extra HP. Free Retreat, normally one of those is going to be on Zoroark and one's going to be on Giratina. And just an extra Muscle Band, you throw that onto a Darkrai, and that's going to up the damage output. We do play 4 Double Dragon Energy to throw onto Giratina, and 8 Darkness Energy. That's a pretty good target for Max Elixir, helps us out with that. So that's the deck. It runs fairly well. Hopefully we'll get some good matchups and I'll be able to show off the true power of this deck. So we'll look for an opponent here. Alright. Oh goodness, are we playing Night March for our first matchup? That's not going to be good. Can we have like Gengar Zebstrika or something? So we won. We are going to defer, just because if it is Night March, we can attack second. Hopefully we can power something up turn 1. Yeah, it does look like a Night March build. Seeing the double colorless, and we get a Shaman start. That's wonderful. So we're definitely going to be needing these Fighting Fury Belts in this matchup. Hopefully our opponent will choose their active pretty quickly. Yep, we got a Mew here. Definitely looking like a Night March deck. Roller Skates, that's heads. Another Roller Skates. It's tails on that one. A third Roller Skates. Yep, there's the Joltik. And the Dimension Valley. I don't know why they're throwing that down this turn, as I am just going to be able to discard it, unless he ends me. So, Trainer's Mail there. What do you get off the Trainer's Mail? Nothing, I guess. So he's not going to be able to attack this turn. Hopefully we are. An Ultra Ball off this Trainer's Mail would be wonderful. My opponent's taking their sweet time. Just one Night Marcher in the discard. Can't wait for this deck to be rotated out. And it looks like my opponent passes. So first off, we'll Trainer's Mail. And there's the Ultra Ball, that's nice. The Reverse Valley is very important. We'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to Ultra Ball away a Startling Megaphone and probably a Fighting Fury Belt in order to get out a Darkrai. And we'll hope for the Float Stone. We'll hope to hit the Max Elixir. Yes, good. And hit the Float Stone off the N, or at least get some Trainer's Mails, which we do not. We can Shaman for 2, I suppose. Got a Trainer's Mail. Let's hit that Float Stone. No. Do have a Muscle Band. We got a VS Seeker for next turn. We'll grab the Muscle Band. Throw it onto the Darkrai. And we're just going to have to end our turn here. Really stinks that we missed this turn of attacking, but see, it's a Battle Compressor there. There go the Lampent. And our Reverse Valley gets discarded. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a VS Seeker and a Joltik. That's nice to see a VS Seeker gone. Grabs a Pumpkaboo. I don't see a DCE just yet. Shaman's probably going to go down this turn. Really stinks to be giving up 2 prizes. But if he can't find that energy, then that's going to be... He's got the Roller Skates. It's going to be his 4th Roller Skates. He does hit heads. He's probably going to get him an energy. I'd be astounded if he doesn't have the energy. Looks like he doesn't. He's going to Acro Bike. And Professor Sycamore is really going for that energy. Man, there goes another Dimension Valley. Fighting Fury Belt. Psychic Energy. Night March for 130. Alright, well, we can promote Darkrai here. Attach a Double Dragon. What do I have in the discard? I can VS Seeker for an N. I think that's my best bet right here. It's just to N. Because he's got a lot of cards. So we'll pull some more cards out of here. We can Max Elixir. Get this Giratina powered up. And just Dark Pulse. I don't think he hits enough. He was hitting 130 last turn. With the Fighting Fury Belt, there's the DCE. And the Ultra Ball. Probably getting another Shaman. fails his Ultra Ball, I suppose. Is this Shaman prized or something? Night March does not knock us out, which is really important. Now we can throw that down, throw down a Fighting Fury Belt onto the Giratina. We will drop an N and a Double Dragon in order to pick up. Really don't want to load up the bench with any more EXs. We'll grab a Zorua then. And we will Compressor. And the AZ, Professor Sycamore, and Lysander's gone. Maybe it's prized. Alright, well, we'll only do those two for now. And we will Seeker for Sycamore and play it. There's our Parallel City, and we'll limit his bench size here. And we will Float Stone onto that and Dark Pulse. There's our Lysander. We can pick off the Shaman next turn with Chaos Wheel. That'll be nice. He's probably going to knock us out, but he does only have one card in his hand as he pulls Trainer's Mail. For VS, oh man, that's a deadly combination. VS Seeker for Professor Sycamore. Yep, this is going to be painful, I have to say. Fails the Trainer's Mail. Is able to. He needs a double. He needs a Dimension Valley, and he's not able to hit it. And he, awesome. We defeated Night March. It was going to be very simple just to knock out the Pumpkaboo there. He shouldn't have attached the DCE if he wasn't going to attack. Well, that's awesome. We defeated Night March for our first game, and I've got Psychic Fighting. I don't like the look of the fighting, to be honest, but we'll see. And we lose the coin flip. And the opponent will go first. Looks like a good first hand, I have to say. 4 fighting energy. Man. Well, unfortunately, we do somewhat auto-lose to fighting, I have to say. The Shadow Circle really doesn't help. I mean, I could play 4 Shadow Circle, but we'll see here. Draw a Max Elixir. Kangaskhan. Just attaches and passes. Grab another Max Elixir here. I'm going to Ultra Ball away a Zoroark and a Double Dragon. Really feel like I need everything else. We will grab a Giratina. We can thin down the hand pretty easily here. Max Elixir onto Giratina. Max Elixir again onto Giratina. Shaman. Fighting Fury Belt. Can we hit 4 Max Elixir in one turn? That would be nuts. I actually don't want to hit the other, just because I shouldn't have Max Elixir'd on that turn. So we'll Parallel City, and we'll N. I don't want to get rid of that last Max Elixir. Suppose I can Max Elixir onto Zorua, but we don't hit it. We can Shaman. And you're seeing here how this deck is meant to run. You can attach art. We haven't attached an energy this turn. That's nuts to me. We will compress. Get rid of Lysander. A Hex. And that'll do it. And we'll end our turn. So we now have 4 energy into play on one turn. I was hoping we would hit an energy switch or something so we could attack. But we do see the Lucario and the Team Flare Grunt. I don't know why you're playing Team Flare Grunt in a deck list like this. And he hits the heads for 100 damage. Well, we'll Trainer's Mail. We'll grab the Ultra Ball, sure. Discard Sycamore and AZ. We will grab Zoroark is prized. I could have sworn I saw it earlier in this match, but whatever. Ah, we discarded it. Whoops. That's on me. Yeah, we're going to need to hit an energy and an energy switch. Sycamore gives us the best chance of that. I hate to discard another Double Dragon. Yeah, we're not going to hit it. So, yeah, we're just going to have to... Stinks. Stinks that we didn't hit that. We had the energy, not the energy switch. That Team Flare Grunt, I guess it paid off then. If he doesn't hit heads on Kindred Kick, but yeah, I couldn't bet on that. Okay, we'll throw up this Darkrai. Throw down the other Giratina. And we'll N. No energy. And no Float Stone to retreat either. Can we get it off of this? No. Really no need to Ultra Ball for anything. Suppose I'll grab a Shadow Circle if my Stadium gets discarded. Yeah, this is bad. I just gotta end my turn. I suppose I could have attached a Double Dragon, but yeah, I should have done that. It's a misplay on my part. Paint Rollers. That's an interesting card. We're just not hitting what we need this game. And we've only got 13 cards left. We haven't hit any of our energy switches. He's hit 3 heads on his Kindred Kick. There's the Float Stone. I mean, I'm gonna have to. Shadow Circle. I'm praying for that energy switch. I'm gonna have to Sycamore for it. Yeah. Give us the absolute best chance of hitting it. Nope. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Yep. They're probably both prized. Yeah. Yep. Probably both prized. All we can hope is that he hits tails on the next Kindred kick. And we can finally start dealing some damage. Alright, finally some sort of break for us. We'll Dark Pulse for 160. Not enough. And I assume we have... Yeah. I feel like I might have made a couple misplays in this game, but we just really didn't hit into what we needed. Yeah, there's the switch out into the Lucario. Corkscrew smashes. I don't want to forfeit. I don't really like people who do that. I'm going to Versus Seeker for N here. And play it. That's really... Hope that the last Double Dragon energy isn't prized. There it is. And we'll attach and honestly just Chaos Wheel. Probably gonna hit me for 100, but I do have 210 HP, so I can survive too. And also a Kindred kick. There goes a Team Flare Grunt. Yep, good game. I honestly don't know why you're playing Team Flare Grunt in this deck, but it worked. It worked. Lucario Kangaskhan, man. I can Trainer's Mail, but there's nothing. Yeah, both of our energy switches were prized. So, I mean, I'm going to concede here. My opponent's just going to win next turn. So, well, that was a pretty good. You saw how this deck worked. Very proud of that. We won one game against Night March, lost the other against Lucario Kangaskhan. It was a mistake on my part not checking to see if our energy switches were prized when I would search for Ultra Ball and stuff. But I'll learn that stuff as I get better at the game. I'm definitely not an accomplished TCGO player or anything, but I still thought this was a fun time. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you like these videos, please leave a like and let me know, as I will be bringing you a lot more, especially with Steam Siege coming up. We're going to have some fun there. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and stick around for more videos.